up, everybody?
Hello.
We are nerdy quirky, and we don't have an intro yet, as you can tell.
Anywho, that's beyond the point. What we are here to talk about today is a little show called Steven Universe.
Ding. Actually, more specifically, we're here to rant about it.
Yeah, because
it's a bad show. But I believe in compliment sandwiches. So first, I want to talk about things that I like about it before I rip it to complete shreds. Do you have anything that you want to contribute to the good pile?
You can go first.
Okay. I like the musical score. Like, as far as like the atmospheric music that they do during certain scenes and stuff, I've always thought that was very beautiful. Just like the little piano playing in the background, as well as some of the songs. I think that Rebecca Sugar is really a good songwriter. I think that's her strength, rather than actual storytelling. I think she's a great songwriter. I like the development of certain characters, like Peridot and Pearl. Pearl has good development. Greg kind of has some development. What else can I think of that's good about the show?
Y'all. Keep going.
I like some of the themes of Steven Universe. I like that it explores the themes of LGBTQ. I like that it explores the themes of like family and different family structures and what that looks like. Relationships, friendships, teamwork, working together, loss, death, dealing with an absent parent, whether that be through loss or through divorce. I love that it's clearly made by people who are creative, and it's an ode to creatives, especially like music lovers. So yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I think is good about the show? The art is pretty sometimes. And I think that's everything.
I love Sadie's character development. Even though she can't sing, she is one of the most relatable characters in Steven Universe.
For millennials, she definitely is.
From when she lost Lars to, she was like, they're overworking me. I can't keep working here. I need to get out. So she quit and she got into the band. To me, that was one of the best moments. Jailbreak to me is another great moment in the show. To me, that was at the pinnacle of the show.
That's actually when I got into the show. That was the first episode fully that I ever watched. And I was like, oh, this is good. Didn't last long, but
but it did a good job building up to that moment. And I also like, I don't know, I like some more things. I do like how Greg, in his own weird way, is getting over Rose and, raising Steven.
Yeah.
He may not be the best parent, but he's definitely doing his best.
At least he's there.
To do it. Yes, he's there for Steven when he needs someone to talk to. Even though Steven don't want to talk to him most of the time.
Yeah, they don't spend enough time together for my taste, honestly. But they kind of made up for that in the movie.
Oh yeah, the movie. There was a lot of oh god. To me, the movie was okay. It showed more characters that did more great things that I like.
We had good fusions.
Yeah, we had a great fusion. Spoiler alert. I'm going ahead and let y'all know now. This is a spoiler heavy rant. We are talking about season 1 through the movie that just aired tonight. On the, what is the 2nd? Yeah, that just aired, so it's going to be a lot of spoilers.
If you don't want to be spoiled, this is your fair warning. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. He gave y'all more time than I was going to.
I would say seeing the fusion between Greg and Steven actually was a really great thing, and the song that they played and sang was amazing too.
Yeah, that was a great song. It was hilarious.
I actually
too.
like that fusion more than Stevani.
Yeah.
I have reasons I don't like Stevani, but we're not talking about the bad right now. I noticed that, it doesn't always have to be like they continue to break barriers when it comes to fusion. So, Shannon's over there figuring out ways to kill me right now. So
what? No.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. Maybe.
So yeah, they definitely did a good job with that. I love White Diamond still. I hate how they did White Diamond in the series. And wow. You see that? She was trying to kill me. I hate how they did White Diamond in the show. But in the movie, she's redeemed because she acts
cute.
like a mother / an aunt.
She's very cute.
And her singing voice is amazing, along with the other
diamonds. All of them have great singing voice. There's some amazing singers in Steven Universe. Unfortunately, they give too many parts to people who cannot sing in this show. But there are some good singers and some great songs.
But yes, they did a great job. I feel like this would be better. The movie was better if it was a season instead of a movie. Wow.
Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to keep our power source together here. There we go. Yeah, buddy.
Anywho, but yeah, I like some things in the movie. The movie should have, been
a season, to be honest
6.
with you.
If they ended it on that, it would have been great.
That would have been epic. Honestly, it would have been a really good, a strong season.
Yeah, it would have been more stretched out and everything like that. But would it be it? I think that'd be it for me.
For the good?
The good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I love Amethyst too. Yeah. Amethyst story development is great.
Yeah,
and how she handles things too.
Yeah. I feel like Amethyst handles things the most realistically out of everyone in the show because she is the only person who will just be like, this is some bullshit. Everything that we have gone through has been some bullshit. She's the only person who will acknowledge it. And it's great. So yeah.
Now we get to Shannon's favorite part.
The bad.
She probably could do this whole video by herself. But too bad, I'm not gonna let her. You can go ahead and start.
Oh my god, where do we begin? Okay, Rebecca Sugar cannot write. She just can't write, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
We're talking about the show. We're not harking on Rebecca.
It's not about, but she writes the show. The show is not well written. We'll say that. The show is not well written. And I'm sure it's not just Rebecca, it's the other people that in the writing room as well. So they can't write along with her.
We're talking about the show. We're not talking about the people.
The show was badly written by a bad writer. I'm just kidding. Okay. Show is badly written. The pacing is all over the place. I think that's something that finally the fan base is starting to notice. I've noticed like an uptick of videos of people talking about how poorly structured the story is just in terms of the pacing. It's just all over the place because when you think that you're gonna have this mounting action, there's filler dropped on you.
And the filler doesn't do anything. It's like I wouldn't even say it's a cool down period. It's a
roadblock.
What has been happening to the town while Steven has been gone? Because one thing that I noticed with the story is the story doesn't advance unless Steven is in
there.
It.
And everybody else is
why I put this down as the no Steven syndrome is when there's something happening in a certain place and it's not continuing. It's still stuck in the same place.
It's in limbo until Steven comes on screen.
Yes. It goes when, I'm trying to think. The 2 times I've seen the story advance
Without Steven?
without Steven is I can't remember one of them, but the other one is when Connie, Peridot, and I think Lapis, they're the substitute crystal gems, and that's the only time it really advanced, and that's minor advancement at all.
I mean, I guess if you want to, honestly, that's reaching, because honestly, all it really did was have them realize that, you know, their role in the crystal gems is their role. They don't have to be Garnet. They don't have to be the main cast in order to play an important role. And I guess you can call that some kind of advancement or development, but it, like, no, not really. We don't need it. I didn't need it. I didn't need it. It just wasn't needed. And that's the problem with the filler episodes. They aren't needed, and they come at inappropriate times. Like, okay, perfect example is fresh off of the, what was that arc, the kidnapping arc where Steven
by
Aquamarine and them.
Yeah.
When Steven came back from that whole trip, being kidnapped by Aquamarine and Topaz in space, and we jumped into Beach City episodes about Mayor Dewey and Sadie hating her job and whatever the hell else was going on. Oh, him and Connie fighting. It just was like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? Can we talk about the fact that one of our friends is stranded in space with a bunch of, tyrannical villains? Can we get back to that? Do we have time for Connie and Steven to have this dumb fight? Like, why?
And I would say that too. That was one of my most hated things, was Connie being mad at Steven for not letting her go with him to fight.
Yeah. Y'all can say what y'all want to, because the fandom got on me about that. I will go to my grave saying that Connie was wrong for that shit.
Connie was 100% wrong for it. Steven was doing what he had to do to protect everybody. It was Connie saying we were supposed to be together, we were supposed to fight together, and so on and so on, was stupid. Steven, she should have seen it from Steven's point. Steven wanted to keep
as many people safe as he could.
Yeah, so think about if Connie went up there, Connie died, and Connie wasn't able to be revived like Lars was revived, because Lars even took a chance, you know what I'm saying? Like, her parents, Steven wouldn't even be able to live with that guilt. And then her parents probably would have, like, tried to end the crystal gems from even being there in Beach City. So Connie was wrong in that aspect.
Yeah.
And she should have known better for that.
And that's what I need. Like, I need y'all to grow up and get out of this syndrome that Steven Universe has got y'all in. Because Steven Universe has got y'all forgetting how important Connie is to the story. Because if Connie had went with Steven, she would literally be in the position that Lars is in. She would be a zombie right now in space. Do y'all want to?
I love how you're just targeting y'all.
Can y'all really handle Connie being killed? Could y'all have handled seeing that? I don't think y'all could have handled that.
Anywho,
she would have gotten killed. She would have gotten them both.
I love how
if Sardonyx couldn't beat Aquamarine and her stupid wand, what is Stefani gonna do? Stefani doesn't even have powers. What are y'all talking about?
I love how she targeted y'all. So
everybody in the fandom that disagree with me.
So she made that attack personally, y'all.
That was
that, y'all.
Anywho,
it's just that a lot of things don't advance while Steven is gone.
Yeah. It hurts the plot.
It does.
It hurts the character development. It hurts the plot development. It hurts the story development. And it weakens the show overall, which is why I said that the show writers have done a bad job writing the show. Because, oh man, no, I can't, I gotta, can I compare this to Avatar?
Sure.
Okay, because with Avatar, Aang did not have to be there for the story to keep advancing and for everybody to get their due plot growth and character growth. And that's how Steven Universe should be. I'm not saying it has to be like Avatar. I'm just saying Steven Universe should be a good enough show on its own, even when Steven isn't there. But it's not. It can't be, because Steven is the universe of the show. And that just makes it annoying to watch, because, yeah, I don't always want to see him. He's annoying sometimes.
I don't like this thing with Steven Universe of nothing feeling like a real threat.
Yes.
So, because, after Blue and Yellow Diamond comes down and they do their little thing, and Steven talks them out of it by saying, "Oh, I'm Pink Diamond."
Family.
Like,
We're
that
family.
kind of messes things up, like, because
It took away whatever real threat there could have been.
Yeah, because now Steven is going to talk his way out of every threat that comes around, you know what I'm saying? And he's going to actually win with that talking over. And a lot of people keep telling me that, you want Steven Universe to be an action anime. I don't want Steven Universe to be an action anime, but I want these villains to feel like a threat.
A real threat.
So, like, with the movie, when, what is
Spinel.
When Spinel came looking like she was about to wreck everything.
Yeah,
she came down with an injector that was going to poison the earth and everything like that. Her weapon was really, like, actually dangerous.
Yes. Her weapon was amazing.
So they start off the movie with them doing battle and stuff like that, and Spinel doing her little musical number, which was great, by the way, and she ends up cutting Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl in half and poofing them.
And I'm like, oh, snap.
And then first of all, she starts off by kicking Steven in the face, like a direct kick to the face, and knocking him back.
Our small being done got hurt.
And like, when you go on throughout the movie, there's more and more action, and
you're thinking, oh, shit, stuff about to go down.
And you're thinking, like, okay, so Steven, they're actually taking hits. Like, she punches Steven.
He's bleeding.
And Steven's nose is broken. Bleeding. And
Greg's whole arm goes dead. Steven gets burned. I mean, shit's getting real. Y'all.
And, like, it takes me back to somebody was saying his main weapon is a shield.
So he's passive. Their point is that he's a passive character. I'm just trying to iterate. Go ahead.
So, what I'm saying is, okay, you gave Steven a shield, and he's supposed to be this passive character. But if you think about it, one of the greatest superheroes, Captain America, also had a shield. But Captain America knew when it was time to fight and defend and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Captain America was like, oh, I got the shield, whatever, we can talk it out. No, when his friend, when Winter Soldier was in danger by Tony Stark, they ganged up on him, and Captain America was like throwing the shield and punching him and stuff like that.
Ass.
And that's where I felt like should have been happening with Steven. Like, this gym is a real threat, so it's time for you to fight him. And at one point, Steven does do the same thing with the weapon that Spinel has, and then that's the last time you see him really do any violence. After that, he's defending and stinging to her, and talking to her, and it already ends with everybody becoming friends and stuff like that.
And really, all you needed was friendship and love and magic and words and emotions.
Yeah, and another thing that I hated was when it ended, like, her injector injected all of the poison. So why is the Earth still recovering?
Right, exactly.
I don't understand.
It's like everything is always too easily resolved. And back to the whole thing of Steven being a passive character. I respect that Steven is a passive character. I think people don't think that we respect that Steven is a character who wants to resolve things with words. That's wonderful. That's great. But there have been other characters who want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Goku Aang. There have been other characters, but the difference between them and Steven is that they know when it's time to fight. You just gotta fight. We don't got time for all this talking. Fuck all this talking. I cuss too much.
You do.
We gonna get this channel demonetized. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Yep. And when we don't get any money, you can blame her.
We have a Patreon that y'all can support, though.
Look at her trying to sell out again because the whole thing is probably about to be demonetized. Can't believe it.
But yeah, we respect that he's a passive character. It's just that you can have a passive character, but have them still know when it's time to fight and be able to fight, and even have them have a confrontation that doesn't end with the villain being reasoned with. Again, both Avatar: The Last Airbender and DBZ did that. And I just feel like, Steven can be who he is, and that's fine. He can be who he is, but we can also have the show be interesting and a villain for once just not be able to be talked off the ledge, because that gets boring. And that's my main problem with how things are resolved in this show. It's boring. What else you want to bring up?
Another big point that I have a problem with is how serious they want you to take it, because they bring up serious things.
Yeah.
But
they never
follow through with it. So if you want to get technical, let's talk about this whole, I guess the one good thing I do like about Steven Universe is it tells you to be who you are and be comfortable with it. So your sexuality, your ideology, mannerisms and
your
stuff
identity,
like that,
yeah.
your identity,
And
like all of that.
All of that is great.
It's good. Like I said, I love that they do that. But
when it comes to things like death, violence,
you can't be serious about one thing
but
and never be serious about another thing. Like
y'all want to go there with LGBT themes, but when it comes to the violence themes or the villain themes, no, we gotta pretty that up and make sure it's not too much for the kids.
Yeah, and we're gonna call it like it is, and we'll probably call that later on in the video, because that's gonna be one of my biggest rants. Just call it straight across the board. Say if you're gonna be serious and follow through with it. Don't ever stop what you're talking about and what you're leading up to.
Because you're contradicting yourself. So you feel like kids can handle these messages, but whenever we talk about, okay, Steven Universe needs a real threat. He needs a real conflict. He needs a real problem. No, it's a kid's show. Kids can't handle it. It's about love and power and friendship. And it's like, okay, but the same way kids can handle these messages, they can handle these messages as well. It's all in how you write it and how you present it to them. And that could have really elevated this show from being bad to mediocre to actually being great. But because nobody wants to go there fully with the show and really explore every single theme and really make things hard to digest, it falls short of what it could have been and the potential it could have.
Mm-hmm. So, you got something?
Anything, nothing that isn't arbitrary. I feel like there's so many things that have already been done. I mean, I could talk about the lack of real character growth and development. I could talk about how boring the townies are. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's all arbitrary. I could talk about how annoying some of the songs are and how they need to stop letting people who can't sing like Estelle. But I feel like that will all be just superfluous. I know what we really want to get into.
So... The next and final rant there is, 5 years later, is about parenting. I will say this. Greg as a father, he's getting better. When you first see Greg,
He comes off like a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum, lazy, do whatever he wants to, chill in his van, run his car wash and everything like that.
And before you know who Rose Quartz is as a person, I was honestly like, what did she see in him? If I'm being honest. But then I figured out who she was in a person. I'm like, oh,
but anywho, we're not talking about Rose Quartz, we're talking about Greg.
Because that's going to be a big one.
Because I was rewatching the whole marathon today, and I saw at this one moment, Steven, it was when they got back from Homeworld and stuff like that, and Steven was trying to contact Connie. Greg said, and I quote, Steven helped Greg get untangled from a hose. He was like, Dad, are you okay? Da, 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 da. His Greg, and I quote, said, yeah, I'm fine. It's just a hose. We can replace a hose. I have like $9 million. So I can replace that hose, no problem. And then later on, Greg goes by a cabin for summer vacations. He was said that why buy another hose when I could buy a vacation home for us to go on vacation too? So Greg is trying to become be a better father.
Parent, yeah.
And it also shows in the movie too, because he doesn't really question what Steven wants to do. He does it, loves it, and he was a little hesitant on it. Steven's losing his power, and he whispered this idea to Greg, and Greg's like, are you sure? What about your powers and stuff like that? And he's like, okay. And that's when Greg and Steven fuses.
Which is amazing.
Which is great. And like I said, it has a great musical number with it. And all that. So to me, Greg is getting better as a father.
Yeah.
Another parent that I do like in the town is actually Sadie's mom. She's very
so involved. I love her.
She's super supportive of Sadie and what she wanted to do. When Sadie quit the donut shop, she didn't question her at all about it. Yeah. She was just like, oh, you're part of a band now? Oh, I can't wait to go get to your next concert. Oh, Greg's your manager? He's a little, spotty, but cool. I want to, make sure your next thing is here so that I can come to it. And
she respects that Sadie was trying to put boundaries in place. It kind of annoyed me that Sadie wasn't being appreciative of her mama trying to be involved, but she respected that, and that was really cute and sweet to see.
I'm trying to think of any other parents that I do like.
I love Garnet. Garnet was always best mom. Pearl is second best mom. Amethyst is like the sister. I love their family structure. Families is one of the things that Steven Universe does well.
Who is it? I can't think of. I love the Pizza Shop family.
The Fishburns.
Mayor, Nana, and all of them. They work great together. They even work with the gyms. And that's amazing that they get that done. Especially when Nana became mayor. And she was trying to give out plans for when another, gym type emergency came up. They all broke down the plan and how they would work it. And you see multiple times that they do this plan, and it actually works each time. In the movie, you get a moment where Nana's like, she's collecting tickets for this concert, and she's like, it's the evacuation shelter. She's like, okay, are you here for the concert, or are you here for the end of the world? And
it's so cute. It's actually really
they're
funny.
Going through, and Sadie's on stage, and this is unrelated, this isn't a movie, but Sadie's on stage, and Sadie's like, who's here for the, to see us? And people are cheering, and then she said, who's here for our, what is it?
The end of the world.
Yeah, she says, who's here for the end of the world? And you hear Lars in the back. He's like, what? So that was cool. But Nana and the Pizza family has done
They're
great.
Cute.
They're one of my favorite. They probably are my favorite families in there.
The Townie family.
Yeah, my next one is the Onion family. Onion, sour cream. His mom, I forgot what her name. Vidalia. I love them. So they are great. Mayor Dewey is alright. When he got his job at the donut shop, that's when he became, relevant.
Better character.
And he became better character.
That's cute.
I think that's it for good families. Well, good parents. There's only one bad parent in the world of Steven Universe, and her name goes by Rose. You may know her by Rose Quartz.
Yeah, buddy.
And if you've seen it, you may know her as Pink Diamond. She goes by all these aliases, so either one you want to say is fine. She is the absolutely #1 ranked worst mom in animation history. I'm sorry.
Period.
She is the second worst parent in animation history, put in #1. I think her name is Nia from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Her dad turned her into a chimera. If you ain't seen that by now, I don't know what you're doing. So go watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood multiple times too. But Rose Quartz is a godforsaken, terrible mother. I don't know what she was thinking of or anything like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know this rant is probably, well, this part of the rant is going to be
long.
The final. Yeah, this is going to be the final part because this is all her. You can start, Jen.
Alright, so she does my favorite crystal, because Rose Quartz is actually one of my favorite crystals, a huge disservice. Blake is trying to kill a fly.
Yes, I am.
That's where he is right now. But she does my favorite crystal a huge disservice. That character does not deserve to represent this crystal. She is a horrible being. Period.
But Gabrielle said Rose Quartz is for protection.
That's an inside joke. Yeah, apparently Rose Quartz is for protection. Too bad she can't protect her son and the people she claims to care about, because she doesn't care about them more than she does herself. She's a selfish, narcissistic, childish, immature POS. I'm trying so hard not to cuss.
Yeah. I already got to steal on already.
What bothers me about Rose Quartz is that when the show started, she was presented as this mysterious, ethereal, magical, mothering, nurturing, kind, caring, all-loving, gentle being, right? And as the show progresses, she slowly, that whole facade slowly starts to break down. And it turns out that she is literally the worst. She's the worst. And I feel like the show has tried to justify her actions in a very flimsy way by saying, oh, well, her living conditions with the diamonds was, you know, it wasn't happy. And sometimes her upbringing, I guess, I mean, because do diamonds even have childhoods? I don't know. Sometimes, you know, her home life wasn't happy. And, you know, sometimes she didn't feel like she belonged. And okay, cry me a river. You started a war. You got people killed. Oh, you were locked in a closet. My heart just breaks for you. You got people killed. You almost got your son killed like 5 times.
Well, you see, somebody's very upset about these things. Anywho, Rose Quartz is a terrible parent. From, you know, like she said, from starting the war, not telling, not leaving any kind of note for her son to say what was happening, what happened, or anything like that. She even silenced the person who could tell Steven what went on, but the
abuse, the manipulation, the lies.
Anywho, she didn't say anything to anybody. Had things built on lies. Lied to Greg, lied to Steven, lied to Garnet, lied to Amethyst, lied to Pearl.
Abused Pearl.
She abused Pearl. I would say that.
She abused Pinnell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll get there one day, y'all. But yes, Rose Quartz has a whole past of abuse and stuff like that.
Abuse and manipulation.
And if we're getting real, she she never really physically abused anybody, but emotionally, mentally, she abused almost everyone. From having, they don't say it because, of course, it's a kids show. I believe that Rose...
Trigger warning.
Yes, trigger warning. I believe Rose had sexually abused Pearl, because if you notice, Rose was probably experimenting a lot. From another trigger warning, the zoo, for example. Rose had a zoo full of human people. And if you think about it, it was I would say it was a sex camp. And it is a sex camp, because you can go to, when you're watching the episode, you'll see they'll do this ritual called the choosing, where they choose two people and they go off somewhere. I think at the time, Rose was doing that ritual with them to learn how everything went down, and all that stuff. And if you think about it, Rose probably didn't really read how the reproductive system worked. She probably learned
through observing. We're trying to keep it PG-13, but it's hard.
But yes, Rose was abusive to a lot of people, lying to Greg and all that stuff. And like I said,
Pearl
the biggest,
got the worst of it, and Steven, of course.
Who?
Pearl and Steven got the worst of it.
I would say it goes from Pearl, Greg, and then Steven. The reason I put Greg second is because Rose did a lot of lying to Greg.
Yeah.
She told Greg all this stuff. Oh, gems and humans can't fuse, or, we don't eat like you do, and all this other stuff. But all of a sudden, she has a reproductive system for Steven. And it had to happen. It had to be some way of happening, because Greg remembers, being there for all months, and even when Steven is born. You know what I'm saying? But they don't cover any of that. So we won't never know if Steven was born, just magically or anything like that, or if he just poof, or whatever. So, yeah, Rose is terrible with everything she does. And in the movie, you'll notice that,
girl, the movie. I think. Go ahead.
Nah, you can go ahead.
I think that's where my why my hatred of Rose has sort of been is why I'm right now I'm so passionate about my hatred of her, because I have allowed my hate for this character. I had dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I had dealt with it. I had learned how to cope with it like everybody else that she had messed up in her life in the brief time of knowing her. I had learned how to deal with everything that Rose, the character, has left me with. And I gotten over it. But then Spinell comes up. And it's just another layer to how selfish and inconsiderate and manipulative and abusive that Pink is. And this is why, y'all, I'm saying to the fans, because what y'all will tell us, anybody that wants to be a Rose Quartz detractor, what y'all will say is, well, she didn't know what it was going to be like having a colony, and she didn't know what was going to happen to Earth, and when she went to Earth and she saw the light there, that's when she changed her life. She literally was with Yellow on a ship, watching Yellow as she ran her colonies and did what she did, and said, oh, I want a piece of that. She saw that happen to other planets. And I know there's life on these other planets that were conquering, because there was life on the damn moon that they were on. I'm sorry. There was life on the moon that they were on. So she knew that there was organic life on other planets. And she knew what conquering these other planets entailed. So you can't be like, oh, well, she didn't know how wonderful life was until she had a planet. And then She knew. She knew, and she just wanted to be a part of it like a child. She wanted to be a part of it. But then also, hold on, let me try to get my thoughts together. What was the other thing I was going to say? So she already knew what it was going to entail. But okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, okay, she went to Earth, and then that's when she realized, oh, organic life is important and what we're doing is wrong. All right, I'm going to give you that. But why do you have to hurt everybody you come in contact with in the process of that realization? You left Spinel there for 6,000 years.
Didn't say anything.
And she didn't tell anyone.
And
why?
The biggest thing is the Diamonds knew that she has Spinel. Yeah, Spinel was the playmate to Pink Diamond.
They probably gave her to her.
And, they already said they gave it to her. And she left. Spinel was going to come with her, but the crazy thing is, Pink Diamond, and this is really abusive, so trigger warning. She told Spinel, she said she wanted to play a game with her, and Spinel just stood there as Pink Diamond, Rose Quartz, whatever you want to call her, walked up the steps and teleported to Earth.
And she had to sit there
for 6,000 years
while Rose
moving.
Lived her life and brought a new life into the world. That is evil. That is evil. And that's the kind of shit that Rose continues to do all throughout this show. She comes into people's life.
I just want to be monetized one day. I just want to be monetized. One day, I imagine myself being monetized. YouTube and sponsors coming to us like, hey guys, we have some things we want you to see and do and talk about. And then they're going to see Shannon and be like, oh, nah, maybe not. We'll talk about that later. But
you're gonna have to lose the girl. But yes, that's the kind of stuff she does. Like, it wasn't enough that she got into a situation where she was in over her head, i.e. conquering her own planet. But whenever she's done with someone, she just disregards them. She could have taken Spinel with, there's no reason why. Yeah, she might have been annoying. She might have got on your nerves. But all you had to do was go to Diamonds and be like, hey, I don't need her anymore. I don't want her anymore. Okay, cool. We poof her, we bubble her, we send her on her merry way. Or we reprogram her for a different purpose. Like, you didn't have to leave her. And that's my whole thing. Like, why, Rose? Why? Why do you just disregard people with no regard for their feelings, what they're gonna go through? You don't care. The character doesn't care. And some of y'all keep trying to defend her. Rebecca said herself, Rose is a terrible person. She is a bad person. And I hope this movie, once and for all, proves to y'all exactly who she is. You can still like her. You can feel free to like her. But I hope y'all accept there is no defending this woman. Okay? There's no defending her. Steven couldn't even defend her. He was like, yeah, that's some mess she would do. She's horrible. She is abhorrent. She is the worst.
So yes, Pink Diamond / Rose Quartz is
garbage.
A terrible character.
Terrible. Y'all know Awestruck Vox. Awestruck Vox knows who he is too. And when one of the biggest Steven Universe fanatics starts his video off throwing the Rose Quartz pop in the trash, bruh.
Anywho, yes, Rose Quartz is terrible. She can't be redeemed. There shouldn't be no redemption arc for her. They shouldn't even try to do one. It's just.
What I would love to have happen though, I would just love, and I know everybody is moving on and they're getting on with their lives, but I just feel like the show why is this fly here?
We cooked breakfast this morning and it kind of got smoky in the kitchen, so I left the kitchen door open so that we can get smoke out, and now a fly is in here.
Yay.
That's fun.
But yeah, I feel like nobody in the show has fully acknowledged and put on the table, like, just how bad everything with Rose was, except for Amethyst. I feel like Amethyst is the only person who has really acknowledged it, and I feel like Steven has also always pretty much accepted it from the time he realized how horrible his mama is. But I feel like everybody really hasn't done that, and I'm hoping, since Rebecca Sugar loves anime so much, that we have a Naruto and Minato, is that his name? What's Naruto's name? Minato and Minato moment where they get together and Steven just, didn't he punch Minato?
No. What?
He didn't punch him.
No. Whoa, what are you talking about?
He punched him out?
Yes, he did.
I feel like he punched him.
No, I don't think he punched him.
I'm gonna go back and watch the scene.
Okay. But, yes.
They need a moment. Steven needs to confront, because Rose has never been confronted with her crap. And it's gonna be cosmic, what is it called? Cosmic justice? Karmic justice? I don't know. But she needs to be confronted with her crap. And Steven needs to come for her. He needs to get in that for real. And then I'll be happy. Then we'll be good. I'll be okay with that. I'll be at peace. So, Rebecca, make it happen. She needs to atone for her.
She's trying. Now she wants to be censored.
I'm trying so
That is so terrible. Anywho, that'll be all for our Steven Universe rant today.
It was supposed to be a compliment sandwich where we ended with something good.
You can't end this with anything good. So.
Well, if you had the parenting segment, that was actually good. Like all of that was complimentary stuff.
No.
We could have actually ended it with that.
Well, now you got a upside down sandwich with bad stuff on the top, bread, some more bad stuff, and another piece of bread. So that'll be it for us.
Wow, we did a Steven Universe rant that wasn't an hour long.
Almost, but so yeah, make sure you like. What is it?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
All that stuff she said. You can find us on Twitter for Nerdy Quirky, at NQ Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Patreon. You can find us Nerdy Quirky Adventures.
Since we're not gonna get monetized because of my mouth.
Because of her mouth. You can. The lowest tier is $1. We have our Steven Universe movie review
over
that
there.
Isn't spoiler.
And I don't think I cuss as much, if at all.
Probably did twice.
Y'all want to check that out?
That is up there. You only have to pay $1 a month to see that. Of course, more early videos will be coming up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think our next review, if Shannon wants to go see it, would be. Oh no, I think she does want to go see it. It Chapter 2. There you go. We'll be seeing that. Something else was supposed to drop. Oh, never mind. That's in October, so we're not gonna worry about that. So yes, our next video review will be It Chapter 2 review. So thank you all for watching this amazing video, and let us know what you think about Steven Universe.
Yeah, leave us
in
a
the
comment. Let us know if y'all agreed or disagreed. If I talk too much.
If she,
cusses too much.
There you go.
If you think we're gonna get monetized, you just have to find out.
Demonetize. I bet my next paycheck.
If you want to see if we get monetized, you just have to stick around for all of our videos until the day we say sponsor.
I see what she did there. Not with that language. Anywho, thank you all for listening to our nice, amazing rant of Steven Universe.
We hope y'all have a wonderful day or night.
Yeah.
Bye.